Hi. When you're talking to Clinton's people, keep in mind that because of a law that was passed back in 1934, politicians cannot be censored. Their ads or anything. That's why the abortion ads are getting through.
Well, what's that got to do with me?
Because they're going to censor you, but why can't a politician be censored?
Did I do Chicago?
No, you didn't.
Not.
Okay, Chicago, you're on the air.
Good morning, and God bless you, my king.
Oh, woo. You know how to kiss an ass.
You bet. I take lessons from Arsenio.
Yeah. You're Asmuccio's brother.
That's right.
What can I do for you?
I heard you yesterday talk about,
By the way, this is the son of the mayor of Chicago. I don't know if you realize that, Robin.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Mayor Daley, how are you?
Mayor Daley. This is Mayor Daley. Yes.
I heard you talk about Malcolm X yesterday.
I got a letter from a theater owner concerning Malcolm X. Did you see it,
The
Robin?
movie. No, I did not see the letter.
Howard, he begs me not to give his theater's address or the company that he works for. And he says, Howard, do something, save me. Convince everybody to stay away from the Malcolm X film.
No kidding.
He says, I manage an extremely busy movie theater and agree with everything you said yesterday about the violence that will occur during the movie.
Oh,
You
dear.
got it.
Most of our clients are blacks who cause trouble at films such as Under Siege and Candyman. They will destroy the place when we show Malcolm X.
How come they don't destroy it with Under Siege?
No, they do. He says they do. He thinks they're going to go even more wild during Malcolm X.
No, Howard, they are going to go crazy.
Now,
Why
let's
do
make
you say that?
Well-
I want to know why he said
Oh,
that.
okay.
Who are
listen,
you?
No, I have a lot of black friends. I have nothing against black people.
There is a
It's just
certain
the fact-
element in the black community that goes wild at movies.
So don't
No,
open
it's the
theaters
fact-
there.
Right. That's what I say.
He's just going to bring this whole riot thing back. I mean, with the Rodney King situation, him using the
First of all,
Rodney
let me
King-
tell you something. You're safe in one respect.
What?
When Spike Lee does a movie, black people fall asleep during it, as do white people. Nobody can stay
he
awake.
will calm the savage beast.
What I'm hoping for is all the blacks will go there and they will actually pass out in the movie theater.
No, this is different. They're all as soon as they leave the theater, they're going to look for the nearest white person they can find, and all hell is going to break loose.
Well, you've got a good point there.
You know, I
guarantee
keep
you.
hearing people say that. The other day I went to see Sarafina,
Yes. Yes,
that South African film.
yes. No one goes to see that, though. Black people don't go to see that.
Black people do go to see it.
No, not really. No
I
offense.
was sitting there. I saw the audience. The audience
Those are
was
buppies.
only...
Buppies. Black urban...
Wait a minute. Listen to me. Listen to me.
Yeah, buppies.
The audience was only 5 people strong, but
Right.
it was
That's-
a mixed audience.
5 black people are not going to... You know, they need a good movie, the black people, like Rocky V
Let
makes
me
them fight.
just tell you something.
Yeah.
You know, there may be something to your argument. This little old lady says to me, little old black lady,
Yeah.
walks out of the theater behind me.
Uh-oh.
And she says to me, you know, when I see those white people in this movie theater, I just want to hit them.
Yeah, well, thank God that movie is such a bore that, there's not a lot of black people going to see it. Now, with Spike Lee, what happens is the black people are... Spike Lee says, you're not a good black person unless you go to his movie.
As you see Malcolm X especially.
Yeah,
He's
especially
telling people
Malcolm
to
X.
stay away from school even.
And what happens is, he's telling kids to stay out of school, the whole thing. And what'll happen is, most black people ignore Spike Lee because, like any bad filmmaker, they ignore bad filmmakers. A lot of you black people like action films, kung fu movies, this kind of stuff.
They sort of like the same kind of films you like.
Yes. Well, I
You
grew up
have
in a black community.
The black sensibility.
But I grew up in a black community. I had a movie theater called the Roosevelt Movie Theater. They had to close it down because there were bullet holes in the screen. There was bullet holes. I would walk out of the theater, and you'd walk out at the end, and you'd see holes in the screen.
Bullet holes, Howard?
Well, BB guns and bullet holes. Yeah, bullet holes too.
Real bullets.
Real bullets.
Kind of like the Rocky Horror Picture Show, how you bring your stuff, but they bring the real guns to the real
So
gun
what would
movies.
happen is it would start out the movie, people would be throwing milk duds and boxes of candy at the
Yeah.
screen, and then everyone was screaming through the whole thing, couldn't hear a thing, and then all of a sudden the holes would start appearing in the screen. And, you would be, and no one would react. But the theater would just close down. It closed down. That was the end of the theater. That was it.
Good. That's the way it should have been.
That's the way. Any decent person who wanted to go see a movie couldn't, and everyone else had to suffer.
What's the deal with him using the Rodney King footage in the movie? It has nothing to do with Malcolm X.
Of course not.
He's just he has no idea what he started.
Now, let me tell you something. This is the worst filmmaker in the country. Now, I don't disagree with him politically or what. I don't care about that.
Mm-hmm.
The movies are boring. You go to the movies and Spike, you want to kill yourself afterwards.
Well,
I rented. What was the movie I rented, Robin?
I think it was it Do the Right Thing you rented?
Well,
Do the Right Thing.
was funny.
Funny. I'm sitting there 10 minutes. I go, I don't know if I'm going to make it. I don't know if I'm going to make it. I don't think I said, what's wrong with me that I can't watch this? Well, maybe it's like The Emperor's New Clothes. Everyone says this guy's great. I'm sitting there, I'm going, I can't believe how boring this is. I can't believe black people go to this. Then I read the number. Black people don't go to this. It's a bunch of whites with guilt. So now Malcolm X, everybody's wearing the X hats. First 2 or 3 days, all the blacks are going to go there who wear the X hats.
Oh.
They're going to be completely riled up because, first of all, they're going to sit there for 3.5 hours and be bored. And then there's going to be kill the white man, kill the white man, kill the white man.
No, I have a story about the X clothes and all that.
Yes.
I was hanging out with my friends, and we saw this Chinese kid wearing an X T-shirt. A Chinese kid, and my friends are looking at we're looking at each other, and we're like, what the hell is this guy's problem? He doesn't even know who X is, probably.
Right.
I mean, he's just wearing it to keep himself safe.
You know what I have?
With
I
the
have I have an O hat.
You
What
have
is
an
the
O
O
hat?
for?
Oh, the tic-tac-toe. I thought X was X and O. I don't know. I think people are playing tic-tac-toe.
You wanted to be on the O team.
O team, yeah. I'm for O. All right, thank you.
Okay, Howard.
All right. And what is left? Dallas?
Yes, Dallas is the last market.
All right. Dallas, your phone call, and then we must start news. We're running behind.
Howard, king
Yes.
of all media.
Whoa, isn't that nice?
This is king of all belly bobs.
Oh, it's you again, the same
Yes,
guy?
it's me
We
again,
can get
Howard.
the
How's
same
it going?
guy from Dallas
Listen,
every
that
day.
guy.
We have one listener in Dallas. No offense. I'd like to get someone else to talk
I'm
to.
good on the phone.
I hung up on him. I'll get a different call. I think they have a phone line where a guy, whoever gets through first, there's no disconnect.
Really, it just rings and rings?
Either that or we have one listener in Dallas.
Well, let's see if he's still there.
Hello? You're on the air.
Hey,
Hey, how you doing, Dallas?
good.
A different guy.
Thank you.
What can we do for you?
Hey, Howard, how are you, man? Hey, we love you down here. I just ordered two tapes. Looking forward to them. I got a question. You gonna go? I know you don't want to plug this.
I'll tell you one thing, in Dallas, they never saw a tape like Butt Bongo Fiesta. You
We need
dial
to-
1-800-52-STERN. Thank
Yep.
you. You must be 18 or over. $34.95. Have your credit card ready. Infinity Ventures. Go ahead.
Hey, you got a lot of fans throughout the country outside of the market you're in now.
Yeah.
Are you thinking about going on Letterman, perhaps?
Letterman, November 13th.
Okay,
Okay?
cool.
Bye.
Now, did anyone in the industry send you a gift
What gift? What do you
to
mean?
commemorate, to congratulate you on your new show? Did you get any congratulatory faxes or telegrams or gifts or...
What about the E-Network? Nobody even knew about it.
Oh.
You know what I mean? What do you mean? Who should congratulate me?
Your other fellow talk show hosts, even.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Welcome to the fold.
What'd you get me?
I'm not a talk show host.
Yes, you
I
are.
give you a call.
You're over there doing a talk show.
Did Jackie call you?
No, nobody called me.
I called you.
Robin's the only one who called me and told me I did a good job at the press conference yesterday. Did you watch it, Jackie?
No, I didn't know
You
about
didn't know it was on?
No.
What do
Fred-
you mean you didn't know?
It was in all the newspapers. You knew about it. You go around here. Howard hasn't said anything.
No,
to
I
me."
knew about the press conference. I didn't know it was on TV.
You didn't know it was live?
No.
Oh.
How would I have known that?
Oh.
Well, everyone else knew. Robin knew. Why? Because I told Robin. The hell with Jackie. Why I gotta tell him? He'll only get jealous. He'll only be like, we're on the network.
I'm going to pitch them a show.
Stump the joke man.
Just a matter of time.
Stump the joke man on E.
No, tonight at the brokerage.
There you go.
Same thing.
Did Fred see it?
Fred, did you see it?
I was here.
No, he was
and
here.
the building doesn't have cable, so.
He was here working on the tape situation.
I see.
Because Gary goes, I want to come off. I said, Gary, no offense. Why don't you stay here and do some work? I don't need you there.
You know, that's funny because I had asked Gary to do something or if he could do something.
Yeah.
And he said, I think I'm going to be busy at the press conference.
No, well, he came to me. He wants to see it. And he says to me, can I go see it? I go, well, I guess he could see it. Then I call him and I go, you know what?
It's on TV.
It's on TV. You'll see
Watch it.
Put a TV, watch it, and do some work around here. Boy, was
What's
he
he going to
pissed.
do for you at the press
He
conference?
was so pissed.
How's he going to help?
I said, do some work. Who needs you at a press conference? What do you think this is, a party? Every time I do Letterman, I see him there.
You know what he would have been doing, standing in the back of the room eating.
Right. Hey, it was pretty good.
There was food?
Yeah, there was food.
You son of a...
There you go. Anyway, why don't we start the news, Robin?
All right.
Do I need a break first?
Take a look.
Or are we okay?
We should break.
We should. You always say that. I
I
shouldn't
don't know
ask.
why you even ask Fred.
Well, he should hold up a sign.
No, because sometimes we can afford to skip.
All right, take a break. We'll come right back.
We've never seen those times.
Yeah, never. Go ahead. All right, Robin, let's get to some news.
The most shocking news, Howard. I come in this morning and see the cover of Newsday. Remember last week we were all outraged about this teacher who had been shot on the stairs in her school?
Yeah.
And we were saying, look at what's happening to our schools. This is crazy. Well, I come in this morning, look at the cover of Newsday, and what does it say? The teacher paid one of her students $100 to kill her.
Why do you have to pay? She paid him $100 to kill her.
Yeah, well, she was a shop teacher, a shop
Yeah.
student, okay?
I got you.
What do you expect? She has been suffering from multiple sclerosis.
Right.
And at the same time she got the diagnosis that she had this debilitating disease, her marriage broke up.
I see.
So
Yeah.
she's been depressed.
Guys are like that.
Well, it apparently had nothing to do with her illness. Her marriage was already in trouble.
I see.
And at the same time she was discovering she had this illness, she realized her marriage was falling apart.
Right.
Because her husband has been taking care of her and stuff. So it wasn't like he was some awful person who didn't want to be there in times of crisis.
Right.
But she's been depressed. Decided after a while, because, she started to get blurry vision and lose her equilibrium. So she was, staggering around and falling, I guess, a lot or something.
Like Jackie.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
doesn't seem to mind.
Yeah, he doesn't want to. Jackie, you don't want to kill yourself, do you?
Don't shoot me, man.
But she was depressed by all this and decided that she didn't any longer want to live, but she didn't have the courage to take her own life.
Right.
And I guess she didn't have the number for the suicide doctor.
Yeah.
So she paid one of her students to bump her off and decided the best time would be, between classes. So she had this kid taking shots at her.
Right in the school.
Right in the school. He missed the first time, and then the second time he hit her in the shoulder. She told police, she was very good about covering up when, they got her to the hospital and everything. She told police that she had she didn't get a clear look at her attacker. She couldn't see who it was.
Right.
But now, the police say they thought her story was fishy from beginning to end.
Yeah, why not shoot her on stage at assembly in front of everyone? If you're going to do it. It's so ridiculous. If you want to kill yourself, if you really want to kill yourself, there's so many better ways to do it.
Yeah, look, this doesn't even work. How does she know the kid's a good shot even?
You take some pills, or the car in the garage and the pipe and the whole thing. Those are the ones that are for real.
Well, what did I tell you the other day about teachers?
You said the caliber of teachers is going down.
Yeah,
well, you must be right.
A teacher who would involve a student in something like this it's outrageous.
Shop teacher. Go ahead, Robin. What else is in the news?
Also in the news is that new appointment of Mayor Dinkins.
Yeah.
Mike McAlery has been doing a number of columns on the guy. First, he reported that the guy's main job is to help get David Dinkins reelected.
This is why we have the worst mayor. Our mayor put a guy in office to help him get reelected.
Well, he's officially the deputy mayor of public relations, but everybody knows his job is to help everybody find out exactly all the wonderful things that David Dinkins has done for the city. We haven't been able, all those other deputy mayors are too busy. He's got twice as many as the last administration, and they still haven't been able to get out the word of what David Dinkins is doing for the city. So he had to hire another guy.
Right.
Then he said in his column yesterday that this guy for the last 4 years, his main job has been the lawyer and public relations guy for the former prime minister of the Bahamas, who was accused of taking a lot of money to help get drugs into this country. Now, David Dinkins was standing behind him yesterday and saying those are unsubstantiated reports. The man never went to trial. Oh. There's no proof that he was a drug smuggler. So now Mike McAlery has a column in the paper that says today that 4 years ago he lost a job with the city because of charges of sexual harassment.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, it was very difficult for women to work around this Randy Daniels.
You ever go out with him?
No, not me.
Not him.
Bob Teague, a former WNBC TV reporter and author, says that Randy Daniels is a thug. He's a monster who preys on young women.
Well, sounds like a high-caliber guy. Actually, he sounds pretty good for the Dinkins administration. I'd rather have him than Dinkins.
So this was a good appointment for the mayor. It's done nothing but cause him controversy and keep him in front of the press denying things.
Sometimes you got to check out who you hire.
I think so. That would be a good idea, Mayor Dinkins.
What else you got there, Robin?
Madonna's book went on sale yesterday, and it looks like a smash hit.
Let's be honest. Are you telling me that people are going out and buying that piece of junk?
In droves. Many stores sold out of it yesterday.
Mini stores.
Mini.
Mini stores.
And others had people calling nonstop to find out exactly when it was going to go on sale. They had lines out the door of people waiting to get it. So it is a big hit.
I was talking on the phone to Robin yesterday, and I had MTV on. So I said, Robin, quick, put on MTV. They're interviewing Madonna. And they had this, like, weird lighting on her so you could really see her face. Mm-hmm. She's got a whole beard running down. Man, what?
Remember I said that? You guys told me I was
Yeah, you did
crazy.
say she was hairy.
You did, man.
I
She
said
is
that
real
There was
hairy.
a close-up of her in the front at the Grammys a couple years
She's
ago.
got big blonde hair running down from her sideburns all the way down to her chin.
Because
You
I
could
said
call
she,
her fuzzy face.
I said she looked like she had just shaved it.
Yeah, you know-
I thought she had a 5 o'clock shadow, and you guys told me I was crazy.
But, you know, she's so into her appearance and everything. Can't she get rid of that?
You'd think so.
Can't you
There's something you can do.
Isn't there, like, depilatory or something?
Yeah.
Or a bag over her head or something.
It was really weird. I said, Robin, I'm not just kidding around. I'm not saying there's a little bit of hair. I'm saying it's a beard.
No, it was just fuzz all over.
Yeah, it was like her whole cheeks were covered with, yellow hair.
Yeah.
And it looked like she lightened the hair, but she
Right,
didn't
they
shave
got
it.
Wolf girl.
Wolf girl. She's a wolf girl.
But she did. She looked really weird
Yeah.
yesterday. And I looked at that presentation on MTV and I said, now, would you buy a book with pictures of this woman in it?
She had rubber flowers in her hair. Looked like my mom's shower cap.
Yeah, those old swimsuits.
Yeah, well, she's got everyone
swim
talking about her.
caps.
But I wouldn't pay $50 for a book to see her naked. She's not even that good. I mean, you guys see naked girls. I mean, what the hell is that? I'm almost embarrassed that people buy that. You want to
Well,
buy
not
something
only-
good, you call 1-800-52-STERN. You'll see, you get 3D on that. You dial that now, and that's
Girls with no hair on their face.
you're damn right. You're going to see some girls. I mean, some real girls in 3D.
But not only can you buy the book, if you don't want to buy the book for $50, at HMV, the record store,
Yeah.
they've bought the book and they put it in a booth. And if you go in and pay $1, you can go in and look at it. And they're giving all the money to some charity, some AIDS charity. But there have been a few reported complaints about the binding of the book ripping already.
Is that right?
Yeah, about a half dozen customers have called the Dalton bookstore in Brooklyn's Kings Plaza shopping center saying that the binding is broken.
Well,
It
that's
has
from all the
this
guys.
metal binding holding these photos, and apparently it's not working all that well. The cover is falling apart on some of the books.
Well, that's what happens when you try to have sex with the book.
Oh, stop it.
I bet you it's mostly guys having trouble with the binding.
At B. Dalton's in the Greenwich Village, one guy came up and paid $817 for 15 copies of the book because it's not available in his country of Austria.
Lock him up. It's not available.
So there, Madonna has a big hit on her hands.
Is it really a hit, though, or is it hype? I mean, did they really sell a lot of copies? Do we know?
Yes.
Do we know how many copies they sold?
Well, I'm sure by the end of the week we'll know. But yesterday, all the book owners were very, very happy
Jesus.
with the traffic they were getting through their stores. Some have sold out already. Meanwhile, the latest, I think it was a CNN USA Today poll in the presidential race,
Yeah.
had Ross Perot up to 18% of the vote.
Even with that imbecile running alongside of him. The war hero.
Mm-hmm. So
Wow.
apparently, people like it when Ross Perot is in a debate by himself and they can forget about who's running with him.
Well, Ross Perot's an impressive man. I mean, I almost went that way myself, but now I see that the only thing he can end up being is a spoiler. If you want Bush out, you got to go for Clinton. He's the only one who can legitimately win.
I thought that was rather interesting that he's already jumped up to 18% of the population.
If that war hero really wanted to be a hero, he'd do Perot a favor and resign.
Perot has taken out a few more of those 30-minute TV ads for the weekend, and there is speculation that because he had such a good showing in that poll, he might actually go out and campaign in front of people. He at first was only going to stick to these TV commercials.
Yeah.
But now that he may have, some kind of a chance, he might actually go and stand in front of an audience.
Good of
You
him.
never know. Also in the news, did I tell you that Julie Brown is getting a new TV show?
The one from MTV?
The Wubba 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 girl from
Wubba Wubba Wubba?
MTV. Tony Danza's production company is creating a sitcom for her.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Can you believe Tony Danza has a production company?
Wonders never cease.
That's it. I'm getting a production company. There's no two ways about it.
Also in the news, I see that Arlen Specter's not doing so badly in Pennsylvania in his
unbelievable.
race for the Senate again. You know what his new tact is now?
What?
When everybody brings up the Anita Hill thing?
Yeah.
He has deflected that by saying, I have now become aware of how big a problem sexual harassment is.
Yeah, okay.
Now that the hearings are over and I have talked to women, I have discovered that most of them have at one time or another been the victim of some sort of sexual harassment. I was unaware of this at the time.
Let me tell the women of Pennsylvania how stupid you are. I'm going to tell you how dumb you are, all right? And the National Organization for Women should pay attention. This is how stupid you broads are. You know when guys say, these broads are dumb? You guys are dumb. The women of Pennsylvania are the biggest idiots on 2 feet. And we broadcast into Philadelphia, so I want to congratulate all you moronic women. Here's a guy. I'll show you a senator who has bad judgment when it comes to women. He has bad judgment, period. They put him up on a committee. Anita Hill gets in front of him. And what does he do? Gets up there, and he goes, he rips her a new a-hole right in front of the whole country. Now, why was he hostile to Anita Hill? What was he? Was he Judge Thomas's pit bull? He was so anxious to see Judge Thomas become the next Supreme Court justice. Was he getting paid? At least if the guy was getting paid to attack Anita Hill, maybe I could understand it. Like maybe he had an agenda. Anita Hill went up there and said, look, I have some information. I did not want to come forward with this information. You guys are forcing me to come forward with this information. I am testifying in a dignified way. She's a lovely woman, this Anita Hill. She gets up there and she says what happened to her. She had no other agenda whatsoever. She said Long Dong Silver, Judge Thomas, harassed her. And here's what he did to me and how he made me uncomfortable. And he showed poor judgment as an employer. This Arlen Specter, this senator, the so-called senator, got up there with a viciousness and attacked like a rabid dog. And after he was done, there was such a backlash from women and from men even dopes like me. There was such a backlash that this guy had to sit there and go, what the hell did I just do? Why did I do? Wait a second. I'm up for re-election. I might lose my election now. And what am I doing? I was supposed to be sitting there trying to figure out whether Judge Thomas was qualified for the Supreme Court position, and I went there, and with a viciousness, I attacked this woman. And he doesn't even know why he did it. This guy is such a moron, he doesn't even know why he did it. Just because a guy's a United States Senator doesn't mean he's bright. He's a dope. But I'll tell you who's the biggest dopes of all. You stupid bitches. You dumb broads. You're all going to vote for him, aren't you? You guys could cripple this guy and teach him a lesson, and what do? You're going to vote for him. You dopes. I got no respect for you. Go spread your legs for every slob that comes along.
Well, they've been doing that, Howard. They don't need your encouragement.
Just spread your legs. Spread your legs. Women will never have power in this country.
Have no fear. They've been doing that all along.
Any guy who worries about women taking control of this country don't have to worry one bit. Because at least in Pennsylvania, women are stupid. And if that guy wins, I have no respect for any of yous.
I beg your pardon.
Except for you, Robin.
You better have respect for me.
You're not a woman. You're a. What are
am
you?
I? That's what a lot of people want to know.
Because all I'll think is you're good for. Forget about politics. You should all just spread your legs so wide that you can't open your mouth. How's that? It'd shut you up.
David Duke wants.
See, Robin, you're an icon. You're not a woman.
I see.
See what I mean? I got to take a break. We'll be back with David Duke right after these words.
The 92.3 K-Rocktoberfest continues Saturday and Sunday with our tribute to the Fillmore Weekend. Listen to win copies of the double CD Fillmore The Last Days and the book Bill Graham Presents My Life Inside Rock and Out, with one grand prize winner getting a trip to see the Grateful Dead New Year's Eve in San Francisco, where you'll stay at the Hyatt Embarcadero. And throughout the weekend, we'll feature the music of many of the artists who performed at the Fillmore. Zachary kicks off our tribute to the Fillmore Weekend Saturday morning at 8 on the Classic Rock Station 92.3 K-Rock.
When it comes to coffee, most convenience stores think throwing together some water and coffee beans will do the trick. At least not according to 7-Eleven.
You know, the county of Queens. Is it a county?
Yes, right.
Okay. State Farm insurance premium was over $2,300. Same family, same home. Tri-State comes in. Their premium is $1,176, a savings of almost $1,200 a year. How does Tri-State Consumer Insurance do it? How do they save you $1,200 a year? It's easy. They have a 1-800 number, and therefore you don't have to pay any outside agents or brokers for your insurance. You call 1-800-JOIN-NOW. You call the company directly. And Tri-State only insures good drivers, so you don't end up paying for other people's mistakes. So there it is, $1,200 in savings. Is it good insurance? Here it is. This says it all. A report issued in December of 1991 by the New York State Insurance Department says that out of 167 insurance companies, Tri-State Consumer Insurance was ranked among the top 10 for the best in claims and customer service handling. You tell me if that's not great. You dial 1-800-JOIN-NOW, JOINNOW, 1-800-JOIN-NOW. For Tri-State Consumer of Syosset for significant savings and service. Call 1-800-JOIN-NOW for a free rate quote. This offer is for New York residents only, so join now. Tri-State Consumer Insurance. So we were in the news, Robin.
Yes, we were in the news.
What happened?
David Duke wants to debate Spike Lee.
All right. Hey, what about me getting in on those debates? I'm a third-party candidate.
Listen, everybody's honing in on your action here.
Everybody wants a debate. Now, why does he want to debate Spike Lee?
Well, he just thinks that Spike Lee is a little off base on some of his views on racial issues in this country, and he'd like to debate him nose to nose on those issues.
Yeah.
He issued this challenge in his newsletter.
Right.
Which comes out, I guess, every month. He published a picture. It's called the David Duke Report.
Yeah, it's a guy with a computer who sits there and makes up a newsletter.
Right.
Right.
It's, in the newsletter, he has a picture of Spike Lee wearing glasses and with his index finger in his nose.
Right.
Or pushing up his nostril. And the caption accompanying the photo
Funny,
says,
I'm in the same position right now. Look at this. Finger right in my nose. Go ahead, yeah.
The caption accompanying the painting or the picture says, "How can I get me one of them Michael Jackson noses?"
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I guess David Duke's gone back to his old ways.
Well, I had read a couple of weeks ago that in an interview in some Russian newspaper that is very anti-Semitic, he was warning the Russian people to preserve their whiteness.
Oh, I see.
And not to be overrun by all those ethnics in the other principalities or whatever they were called, those other territories in the Soviet Union, the former Soviet Union.
Actually, David Duke went out and got himself a Michael Jackson nose.
Yeah, I don't know why he's making fun of Spike Lee.
Yeah.
So he writes that he thinks that Spike Lee is full of hot air. This is all in page 6 today.
Yeah.
And he would like to debate him before the entire country, the entire world.
Really?
On these issues.
Okay, sounds pretty good. Like
they say Spike has not responded. The Beach Boys are in the news, too. Mike Love is suing Brian Wilson.
Did he tell us that when he was here?
He was telling us that he was very upset.
Right.
That he didn't get as much credit as he'd like for his contribution to all those great songs that the Beach Boys wrote, all those hits. So now he was suing Brian Wilson.
Yeah.
For that recognition, and I suppose the money that goes along with it.
Why not?
He wants to get some money. He pegs the price, the worth, the value of those songs at about $50 million. Doesn't say exactly how much of that he wants. But he names Brian Wilson in the suit. He also named former psychologist Eugene Landy.
Dr. Landy.
Yes.
I see.
He says Landy became Wilson's money manager and songwriting partner, and accuses him of injecting malice into Wilson, I guess, against Mike Love. So now they'll be fighting in court.
You see those pictures of the Beach Boys romping on the beach? You'd never think they'd have a problem in the world. It's just hard to believe. It's very, very sad.
It is sad. I hate to see groups fighting.
Yeah. Well, all their interscene battles. Interscene battles. Where's Mike's speech at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Maybe we should pull that out.
I wonder if he'll be this eloquent in court.
Yeah. Imagine when he testifies. Let me go dig that tape up, okay?
All right.
And I'll take a break here. We'll be back right after these words.
It's the midday.
So where were we, Robin?
Did you get the Beach Boys tape?
I guess not.
Oh, geez, Howard.
I spaced. And, I got two guys sitting here. And I got Gary out front. And I got John. And I got Ganji. What am I supposed to do? Do everything? Huh? I can't get the Beach Boys tape.
We couldn't get it while he was here.
What goes on this show? I say, hey, I got to go get the Beach Boys tape. So I don't run out of my chair and get it.
Nothing happens.
I just figure somebody's going to go grab it.
Nothing happens. That figuring hasn't gotten you anywhere.
No, it just, I guess I physically have to get out of the chair, run over to Gary. Can you get me the Beach Boys tape?
What Beach Boys tape?
Remember the interscene battles, whatever that thing was, that speech? What?
Freddie knows where it is. I will try to find out.
Are you curious? Why don't you know where it is?
Because the tapes are all over the place. They're being rearranged.
Rearranged?
They're being rearranged.
So I'm in worse shape.
Listen, this is what you want.
I want you to know where things are, you dumbox. I got some producer. That's my producer. Things are being rearranged.
All the way down the hall.
All the way down the hall, he's yelling.
Tapes come and tapes go.
Does anybody listen to the show? Does Stuttering John? Do you have a system where Stuttering John hears me say I need the Beach Boys tape?
No.
Who listens to the show while I'm doing it?
We all try to, Howard. I was on the phone with a very important person.
Who is that?
I'm not going to tell you because I don't want to blow it. I'm trying to book a major guest.
I see.
And
So what does Stuttering John do?
Stuttering John is answering the other phones. Otherwise, the phones don't
And what
get
does
answered.
Ganji do? Doesn't he log?
Ganji's on the computer.
Ganji's supposed to call us and tell
Right,
us.
that's the system. Ganji.
How come John knows the system and you don't? How come John knows the system and you don't? You just said there's no system, and John said that Ganji's supposed to call him, and then you call him, and he calls him. So there is a system, but you don't know about it.
Okay.
So when I say to you there's a system, you should say, yes, Howard, there is a system. Ganji is supposed to pick up the phone and call someone.
Okay, that's the system. I did not know that.
You don't even know your own system.
What do you mean my system?
Case closed.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. What are you talking about?
Who's on first?
Do you know what I'm talking about, Robin?
I know what you're talking about. I hear you.
It's amazing.
Yesterday, remember Gary gave me a big lecture the other day about articles that are faxed in?
Yeah.
And how the guys already knew the system. All I had to do was hand it to them.
Yeah.
And they would know to go fax it or copy it or whatever they're doing, put it in a file and get you a copy.
Yeah.
I handed John an article I wanted you to see.
Yeah.
And I said, do you know the system? And he grabbed it from me and he goes, yes, I know the system. And I left. 2 breaks later, I walk out and I said, John, why doesn't Howard have those articles?
Yeah, and where are
He
they?
was sitting there with them.
It's unbelievable. Let me tell you the system from now on. I want to inform everyone on the show what the system is. I now no longer need Gary. I no longer need Stuttering John right there. I have hired Kathy Tobin to be the show, I call her secretary, but believe me, she's the producer. You want to know the truth. Gary is now a figurehead. I've taken everything. Whenever you have anything, Robin, give it to Kathy Tobin. She's my last hope.
Well, I was just, that was the system Gary had given to me.
No,
So
don't
I
go
was
by
trying
Gary.
to do
From
what
now
Gary
on,
said.
if you have a schedule change to make in your schedule, you need to inform everyone. Don't tell Gary.
All right.
Tell Kathy Tobin. Everything goes through Kathy Tobin because if she can't do it, no one can. I say to Gary, what's the system so that when I say on the air I need a tape, what's going to happen? There is no system. Then John comes in. There is a system.
Yeah.
Well, why is the system not working if there's a system? And why doesn't Gary know about it?
We need a system for knowing the systems.
Right. It's frightening around here. We've got 900 people on the show, and no one knows the system.
When does Tobin get here?
Tobin's here.
No, but is she coming in at 6 in the morning?
No, I don't want to hear at 6 in the morning because I need her here till 5 to answer phones and make sure everything's coordinated. because we have the most uncoordinated show in
So
the
then when
America.
Robin needs something copied at 6 o'clock...
No, just give it to me. Forget Gary.
No, well, see, that was wrong. That was.
But Gary
always
can't
wrong.
handle it. Gary can't handle his own job.
That's what I did before, and the articles always got to you. But then Gary screamed at me. So
No, you know what? Do it the way you were doing it. It's fine. It's fine. Forget about Gary. Gary's useless to me. Because Robin goes over
we
the...
have a system.
Robin looks through the fax machine, and Gary used to come in here every day and say, you know, Robin doesn't give me the faxes. I said, so then tell Robin to give you the faxes. Well, she doesn't give them to me. She gives them right to you. I said, listen, yeah, it's like working with morons. I say, Gary, Robin will do whatever you tell her to do. She'd be thrilled if you had a system. You tell her if she's an interesting fax, she'll give it to you, but you got to get it right into me. You got to Xerox it immediately and get it into me. Here we go.
Now, why is this my fault? If she gave it to John and John knows the system...
Because you told me he would know the system.
He
I didn't
does.
even
I
have
don't
to
know
do
why John
anything.
didn't get it to you.
All I had to do was give it to John and say, here's an article.
Right.
And
I
I,
mean-
did that.
My copy boy won't make copies.
I can clear this up real simply.
Now, what is the problem? Tell me what your excuse
You
is.
go into a commercial break.
Yeah.
Robin comes and gives me articles.
Yeah.
We have a system for what we do with with the article.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Good. I'm glad
So
to hear
as-
this. What is the system?
See, come on. This is. Yeah. We make we make
Okay,
four
get outta
copies
here.
of it,
Yeah.
and it goes in different files, right?
Yeah.
So by the time that was done,
Yeah.
dealing with people at the copy machine, you were back in live. There's no
No,
way
she
we
said
could.
two
He's
breaks.
lying.
You're lying.
He is
No,
lying.
he was doing a
You had the
commercial.
copies right
walked
there.
out,
2 breaks? What do you mean 2
You
breaks?
were sitting there. You had the copied faxes.
Robin, you
sitting
were in a
in
double
front of
commercial
you,
break.
You had
and
copied
you
them.
Did not move.
They were all copied. They were all put in the file. And it was sitting on Gary's desk. And as soon as he went to the next commercial, he came and said, "You're going to give me," and I brought him in.
Yeah. All right. Good, John. 2 breaks later. You're too late.
What do you mean by
you
2
waiting
breaks?
for him to go back on the air to bring it in?
Yeah, he likes to get his airtime. He likes to hand them to
Then
me.
at the time we were going to bring him in, when Robin saw me,
You
what was I
were
doing?
sitting there with
What was
your
I doing?
feet up.
I
All
was
right,
answering
here is the
phone.
answer. I'm going to give you the answer right now. Okay? When Kathy is not here, everyone goes to Gary,
She is
even though
here.
it's useless. No, when Kathy... No, here we go, Gary. I'm going to start again. When Kathy is not here,
Right.
he goes, she is here. No. At 5 in the morning, she's not here.
We're not talking about just today, Gary.
Not just today, Gary. We know
I
she's here
understand.
now, but we're talking about in the future. This is
Listen
what I
here,
deal
Miss
with.
Organization. At least I don't take my bank card. Robin takes her credit cards, puts them in the bank machine, and eats them. She can't even figure out which one she owns.
Yeah, but that doesn't affect me.
That's
True.
right.
I don't care. I
Yes,
work.
it does, because if Robin isn't happy, it affects all of us.
Well, let me tell you something about that. I don't care if she takes her credit card and puts it where the sun don't shine, because that's Robin's business after the show. On the show, Robin behaves like a professional, and
True.
that's what I need.
True.
I don't care if Robin wants to run around naked with 50 guys in her apartment. I don't care.
Although a true professional wouldn't degrade their fellow employees.
Well, I'll tell you something. Our fellow employees need a little degrading, and I don't seem to be capable of degrading you guys enough.
But Howard, in our defense, no, honestly, in our defense,
You feel free to degrade anyone you need to degrade.
Howard, remember when she sat on the computer?
Yeah?
in our defense, I mean, we usually handle articles pretty well. So there's one screw up, one time.
No. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, John. That's the one screw up she caught you at.
I mean,
You don't understand something. I sit here and I go on the air. Okay, quick. When we get back from commercial, now I've wasted 15 minutes. People are waiting to
Howard,
hear the Beach Boy.
Can
tape.
I just say one thing? Can we all agree that we're all human and we all
No.
make mistakes?
You want to know something? Can we all agree that there is no organization to this place? Can we all agree to that?
Oh, yeah, I think we have agreed to that.
All right. And
that's
can,
why we
can
called
we all
it an
agree?
expert.
Yeah. And let me tell you something.
Yeah.
We called in an expert. That's why I want you to remove yourself from the process. Because you are the antithesis of an expert. You foul up the experts.
What does that mean?
It means you set up systems that you don't even know about.
That's not true.
You come in
It's
here...
not entirely true.
All right.
That's
But
not,
anyway, you were starting when Kathy's not here.
Do you hear this guy? Bulls, can we all admit that we're all human? You're barely a mammal. Can we all admit that we're all human? No, I'm not willing to admit you're human. I'm not willing to admit it. You know what I'm going to do with the faxes when they come in when Kathy's not here? I'm going to attach them to your teeth like a clipboard. I'm going to use your teeth. That way you can't lose them. They'll be underneath his top choppers.
You know what, Bull? That's the ugliest question I ever heard.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Jackie, you're
What
very
is,
funny.
what is your excuse?
Jackie's chewing on paper.
So now what are we supposed to do with Kathy's not here?
Sight gags
What?
on radio.
When the Jackie got a piece of paper in his mouth.
The faxes come in, the faxes go out.
When Kathy is not here.
Yes.
All right. See, Gary, you've got to decide how to handle these guys when she's not here. I mean, there's just no system. And then you have a system where Ganji is listening to the show.
And
he's
I don't
supposed
know
to
what
tell
he's
you.
doing.
But Howard, what?
And what is he
seriously,
doing?
What? Okay, the system is set up right for Ganji.
Yeah.
And
who knows what he's logging? He's supposed to be back there logging
No,
what's
we
going
check.
on in the
we,
show.
we check his stuff.
Do you?
Yeah.
Gee, I hope
That's
so.
why Gorilla does not. We check everyone. That's why Gorilla's not allowed near the computer.
Listen to all the guys involved. Gorilla, Ganji, Stuttering John. I got Gary. Kathy's back there now.
Well, we're a big organization.
Yeah,
We're not the-
an
we're not-
organization of fools.
Do you know that Ganji spelled Manhattan wrong on the computer yesterday? And he still
Spell
doesn't know how to
Manhattan
spell
for
it?
me.
Oh no.
Spell it.
M-A-N.
Yeah.
Wait, man. H-A-T-T-E-N.
Oh, boy. How long have you used it?
What's
Grew up
college?
in New York.
What college do you go to?
No, that's wrong.
What college did you go to?
ZW Post.
CW what? ZW Post?
ZW Post.
He goes like this. ZW Post.
ZW Post.
It's CW Post.
ZW Post.
He can't even spell his college.
As long as we're exposing all the interns, I should say that Stuttering John gave Gorilla a mini spelling bee the other day.
Yeah.
He asked him to spell the word rhythm.
Yeah.
And I bet John that he would not get past the second letter.
Yeah.
And we were right.
Wow.
He was wrong by the second letter. And that's why he doesn't go
Ganji,
near
you're
the
a
computer.
college guy.
Howard,
What?
Grillo asked me how to spell tonight today.
Come here. How do you spell tonight? Do you know?
Come on.
T-O-N-I-G-H-T.
And you didn't know that?
Now, I can't explain what goes on in my head when I spell, but sometimes at the simplest words, I can't get it out.
Zimbalist?
Simplest.
These are two guys who want to be disc jockeys.
Yeah.
That's why they're interning here.
See, boss, that's my...
I got the Zimbalist and ZW Post.
ZW Post. Zimbalist words.
But you know,
Zimbalist words.
he just hit it on the head, Howard, for me.
Zimbalist words.
I can spell the simplest words.
I don't know what goes in my head.
But I don't know what goes in my head because I've got the
Because
simplest
nothing goes on in his head. Look at the two idiots. These guys are running my show.
You know, we have a really good system for doing things around here.
Yeah, you don't get anything
System.
done.
It's got a system. It's told to John, then it's told to Ganji, and then it goes to me.
Yeah. Well, nobody's doing anything. And it's embarrassing to me, and it's an affront to my sensibilities. It's an absolute affront.
Boss, I can't explain what goes on in my head either. I like that excuse.
No, you know, it's all funny. We're having fun in games and everything, and it's funny on the air, but it really isn't funny back there.
Yeah, when you really need to get something done, it can be pretty ugly.
I got to tell you something. You know why I got the bug up my ass is from being over at that E! Network. You should see the organization. And she's got one person working under her. You guys, Gary, I mean, these guys are interns. They're not paid. You got to get it together.
Yeah.
You got to get a system, and you got to know that Ganji's the system. If you're going to use him,
Right, and then what happens when Ganji doesn't call? Then what do you do?
But you didn't even know the system.
What?
Did you know that Howard needed the Beach Boys tape?
Yes.
And what did you do when you
Absolutely nothing.
heard that? Right. Why?
No, this is because...
Wait a minute. Wait, there's a fault here.
Right.
Because if Ganji's in the back and he hears that you need the tape,
Picks up the
how
phone.
does he know that somebody hasn't dealt with it?
He doesn't. He
doesn't.
just calls.
He just calls. He goes,
He
hey,
just
Howard
assumes
just
that
said he
nobody's
needs a
dealt
tape.
with it.
If
Right.
we have it, then don't worry about it.
Right. Then we say, don't worry, it's under control.
Okay, what usually happens is when you need something
this.
and you go into a commercial.
Right.
So you said, I'm going to get it when we come back from the commercial. Somebody usually comes out of the studio or Gary comes in and you tell him, can I get the Beach Boy? Obviously, he must not have come in or something like that. But
Well, no, he
usually
didn't. But you're the one who's supposed to tell
You're supposed
him.
to call anyway.
I definitely do. If you're in the middle of a rap or you're not doing anything, I definitely tell him. You know, when he can't.
Oh, I see.
possibly
Because
hear
I was
it.
going to a commercial, the system broke down.
I figured
You got confused because we went to a
right because
commercial.
you went to commercial, and I figured somebody had to know that
Wait,
you know even if
my
Jackie,
my
even if
favorite part-
Jackie came out or something.
My favorite part is that now Gorilla has an opinion on this.
What
Get
is
in
this,
there, man.
Gorilla?
Part of the system is every commercial break, Gary is in here. Every commercial break.
That's
I know.
the system.
So that's part of the system.
I was on a phone call. That's where it broke down.
But that's fine. But why doesn't Gary even know his own system? I said to Gary, what's the system? And he goes, I don't know. I
There
don't
is no
have one.
system.
Got me
You
there,
guys
boss.
are aware of it, and he's not. That's what concerns me. He's my producer.
But you know what? I don't know why he said he didn't know, because 2 or 3 weeks ago we were having this argument about this system.
But he forgot about it. We had it on the air.
Right.
Right.
I forgot the system.
Gary, it's not even
There's a
funny
lot of
anymore. You
systems.
really got to get it together out there.